Hello and welcome back to Fluentto, everyday English for real life. If this is your first time listening, I'm Anna.
And I'm David. And honestly, Anna, I'm really glad we're recording this episode.
Me too. You sound a little emotional already.
I am. Not in a dramatic way, just reflective. This time of year does that to me.
Same. There's something about Christmas that slows people down a little. Or at least it invites us to slow down, even if we don't always listen.
That's a good way to put it. It invites us. And today's episode is really about that invitation. Not just the decorations or the food, but the deeper meaning behind Christmas.
Yes. And if you're listening right now thinking, is this an English lesson or something more spiritual? The answer is a bit of both.
Exactly, because real English isn't just grammar and vocabulary. It's culture, it's values, it's how people talk about what matters.
And Christmas, whether you celebrate it religiously, culturally, or even just emotionally, is full of meaning, language, stories, and feelings that show up in everyday English conversations.
You'll hear people say things like, "Christmas feels different this year," or "I'm trying to remember what really matters," or "This season makes me nostalgic."
Nostalgic. That's a great word. If you're listening and you're learning English, nostalgic means feeling a gentle sadness or warmth when you think about the past.
Yeah, like remembering childhood Christmases, the smells, the music, the way things felt simpler.
Do you remember a specific Christmas from when you were young?
I do, actually. I must have been around 7 or 8. My family didn't have much money that year. I remember my parents looking tired, but they tried so hard to make the day special.
That already tells you a lot, doesn't it?
It does. And what's interesting is the gift I remember most wasn't expensive. It was a small toy car, but what I really remember is sitting on the floor, everyone together, laughing.
That's such an important point. We often remember feelings more than things.
Exactly. And that connects so closely to the original story of Christmas, the birth of Jesus, because that story is about humility, closeness, and presence.
Let's pause on that word for a moment. Presence. In English, presence doesn't just mean being in a place. It also means emotional attention, being with someone, not just near them.
That's beautiful, and it fits perfectly with one of the names of Jesus, Emmanuel.
Which means God with us.
Right. Not God far away, not God watching from a distance, but God with us in our ordinary lives.
And I think that's why, even for people who don't consider themselves religious, Christmas still feels special.
Because the message underneath is universal. Love, hope, peace, light in darkness.
Light in darkness, another phrase you'll hear a lot around Christmas.
Especially when people say things like, "Christmas came at a hard time this year."
That's an important expression. At a hard time means during a difficult period.
And the truth is, many people listening right now may associate Christmas with loneliness, stress, or even grief.
Yes, and if that's you, we want to say this very clearly. You're not strange for feeling that way.
Not at all. Holidays amplify emotions. The good feels better, but the pain can feel heavier too.
In everyday English, people might say, "The holidays are hard for me," or "I feel a little disconnected this time of year."
Disconnected, meaning separated emotionally.
And what's gentle about the Christmas story is that it doesn't pretend everything is perfect.
That's such an important point. Jesus wasn't born into comfort. He was born into uncertainty. His family was turned away. There was no room for them.
There was no room at the inn. That phrase appears everywhere in Christmas language and storytelling.
And metaphorically, people still use it. They say things like, "I've made room in my life for what matters," or "I didn't make room for that relationship."
So when we talk about Christmas being about Jesus, we're also talking about making space, emotionally, spiritually, mentally.
Slowing down, creating margin. Do you use the word margin much when you teach?
I do, actually. Margin means space, breathing room, not being overcrowded with activity.
And modern life doesn't offer much margin.
No, it doesn't, which is why Christmas can feel rushed. Shopping, schedules, expectations.
People often say Christmas stress is real.
That sentence alone is very natural English. Short, honest, relatable.
But the deeper invitation of the season is rest.
Rest is such a core word here. Not just sleep, rest for the heart.
That's why you'll often hear Jesus described as the Prince of Peace.
Peace, in everyday English, isn't just the absence of noise or conflict, it's inner calm.
Someone might say, I finally feel at peace with that decision.
And that's the kind of peace people hope for during Christmas, even if they don't always identify where that longing comes from.
Anna, when you explain Christmas to English learners, what do they usually ask you?
That's a great question. Many learners ask, why is Jesus so central? Why is Christmas more than a cultural holiday?
And how do you answer?
I usually say something simple. Without Jesus, Christmas is just winter. With Jesus, it's a story.
A story of meaning.
Exactly. And stories are how humans understand life.
That reminds me, English itself is full of Christmas idioms and expressions.
Yes. For example, the spirit of Christmas.
Which doesn't mean a ghost, by the way.
Right. Spirit here means attitude, feeling, mood.
So when someone says, that doesn't feel very Christmassy, they're usually talking about kindness, generosity, warmth.
Generosity, another key word. It comes from the word generous, meaning giving freely.
And generosity doesn't always mean money.
It can mean patience, time, attention.
Listening to someone without rushing them.
That's incredibly Christmassy.
Anna, have you ever had a Christmas that changed how you understood the holiday?
Yes. A few years ago, I spent Christmas away from my family for the first time.
That's hard.
It was. I felt quiet, a little empty, but I also noticed things I had never noticed before. The silence, the music, the meaning behind the words.
Sometimes distance creates clarity.
Exactly. I understood that Christmas isn't about recreating a perfect past. It's about presence in the current moment.
That's so powerful, and it's a message many English learners need to hear, because learning a language can feel lonely too.
Yes, especially if you're learning English far from home.
In English, we often say, I miss home more during the holidays.
Miss, meaning feel the absence of.
And yet, learning English can also create new connections.
That's why we encourage learners to talk about their own traditions.
Exactly. You don't need to celebrate Christmas the same way others do.
You can say, in my country, we celebrate differently, or, for me, this season is about reflection.
Those are very fluent, natural sentences.
And speaking of practice, Christmas is actually an amazing time to improve your English.
Absolutely. Songs, movies, conversations.
Christmas carols especially.
Yes, slow tempo, clear pronunciation.
Silent Night is a perfect example.
And vocabulary like star, shepherd, manger, angels. Very specific but culturally rich words.
And if you want something practical, try reading the Christmas story in English.
Luke chapter 2.
Read slowly, even out loud.
Out loud is important. It builds confidence.
And confidence is what fluent English really is.
Not perfection, confidence.
Before we close, I want to speak directly to the listener for a moment.
Please do.
If you're listening right now, wherever you are in the world, and this season feels heavy, you are not alone.
You are seen.
The Christmas story is a reminder that light enters the world quietly.
Not with noise, not with power.
But with love.
And learning English is the same. It grows slowly, gently through daily moments.
So keep going.
Speak a little every day.
share your story.
Use your voice.
And if you'd like, tell us in English, what does Christmas mean to you?
We'd love to hear.
From both of us at Fluento,
Thank you for listening.
may your English grow stronger.
And may your heart feel a little lighter.
Merry Christmas.
And we'll see you next time here on Fluento, Everyday English for Real Life.